What's up, MFs? Welcome back to the Snake Pit. This is episode 122. I did this one with Bradley Garcia. He's a filmmaker and an actor, and he's kind of in that industry. That's kind of what we talked about at first, but then the conversation just went all over the place. You're just gonna have to listen to go see, man. I really had a good time though. You know, he brought cigars. First time I ever smoked a cigar. Thank you to Hella Soft for being there and helping out and participating. We kind of went into ghosts and all kinds of things. Great time, great guy, great conversation. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. For real, like, it means absolutely, it's literally like 2 seconds of your life, but it could literally change mine. Please do me that favor and subscribe to the Snake Pit YouTube. If you haven't already, get some tickets and go to Space Rodeo May 14th. You can hit up Riley G on Instagram. Other than that, we'll see y'all next time. You ready, Jennifer? Mm-hmm. Here we are, man. All right. There we are.
Cool. Nice to...
What's going on, Bradley?
Oh, it's good. Nice to finally meet you.
Yes, sir.
Jen, nice to finally meet you.
Up?
Sorry, we had a little delay.
No.
But I wanted to save the conversation till now.
Yeah, it was... No, I was like, no, I'm not boring. I'm just trying to save it for the...
No, yeah, that's how I felt too, because Jennifer went and got us beer. Thank you for that. And we were just sitting here in silence, and I was like I was already like trying to go. So I was like,
Nah, yeah, it's nice to finally, be doing this podcast.
Yeah, thanks for coming, by the way.
But nah, yeah, it's good to be back here in good old Lubbock, Texas.
So tell us about that. I kind of know a little bit. You went out to Dallas.
Yeah, I was living out there in Dallas for a little bit, and it was fun. I had a good time, but I had to come back. It was my living situation was a little complicated, so it was one of those things where I was having to drive to work, for an hour and then an hour back, and it's just Dallas is it's fun, but man, it's out there. It's a big city, that's for sure.
What's like the price of living out there? Is it a little bit more expensive here?
Man, I'll tell you what. So I was living out with a friend. She had a tiny home, pretty much.
Oh, nice.
Well, a tiny home, an RV, but it's built like a house. So we were living in there, but her plan was to move out to Seattle in a year. But she found out that, in Seattle, they don't allow the tiny homes, in the RV parks. Huh. So she was just like, well, I guess I'm going to have to sell it. And she knows a lot of people that, have other tiny homes. But the thing is, they've been having trouble selling their tiny homes. So she thought,
really?
Yeah. Well,
wow.
I mean, at the time, yes.
Oh, okay.
Well,
okay.
And then that's the thing. She thought, oh, I'm not going to be able to sell it for a year. But yeah, she posted it in 30 minutes. After posting it, she got an offer she couldn't refuse. So we were living out in Carrollton, Texas. So it was a town, northwest of...
Are you familiar with it?
Yeah, northwest of Texas or Dallas. So, we were living out there, and she works at her name's Casey. She works at a hospital, at the Children's Hospital in downtown Dallas. So she got an apartment over there, and she was pretty much like, I'm not technically kicking you out. You can still stay with me, but I was working in Frisco, and so Carrollton to Frisco, it's about a 20-minute drive, but when we were out there in downtown Dallas, I was having to drive, an hour in the morning, and coming back, it was, with traffic, me going inside Dallas, it was probably about a good hour, 15 minutes.
Fuck that.
Yeah. So it's just one of those things where by the time I was getting home, it was,
I was thinking about
tired.
that. I was thinking about, like, if you think about like an hour 15, that's traffic in like a town, in like a city. An hour 15 here will get you like to Sweetwater, which is like
it's
a whole nother county.
It's a drive to Amarillo.
To Amarillo.
Right.
So it's like, I was thinking about like, well, I was actually listening to that Chappelle and Rogan when I was working earlier, and he was talking about like traffic in LA compared to Austin.
Yeah.
And for me anyways, it's like when I go to Austin, that's like traffic,
Austin.
Yeah. But if you think about like Lubbock traffic, it's shit. It's nothing. You travel fucking an hour. Again, you're almost in Amarillo.
Well, hell, me being back over here, yeah, it's nothing compared to Dallas,
Yeah.
but hell, even I was kind of like, man, Lubbock's starting to get some traffic.
It's growing.
Me pulling in here, man, you're starting to see a lot of Cali plates.
Don't say that shit.
No,
dog.
I'm seeing
I
a
know.
lot. I'm for sure seeing, even up the art trail, I was seeing cars, driving by. Man, Lubbock ain't safe too. Cali people are coming over here too.
No, it's like my mom was saying, like they sell their house, they sell like a house like this isn't the biggest house, but in Cali it's $1 million, and they come over here and they can fucking buy a ranch.
Well, and that's the thing too. When I was, because I work at a bank,
Okay.
and so I was able to transfer over here, and back to Lubbock market. But before, when I found out that I was going to have to, move, I kind of decided, maybe I could finally go out to Austin, and I got a hold of this real estate agent, and it was funny because, talking to him, he was like, I don't know. I guess I call him a bad day because he was just kind of just annoyed. He was just like, man, you want to come out here, but and that's the thing. Everyone wants to come out here. All these real estate agents, they think all these people from Cali are multimillionaires, so they up the price. And he was telling me that on average a day, 200 people are moving to Austin, Texas, a single day. And
That's so discouraging.
Yeah, and that's what sucks too, is because I actually used to live in the Austin area, as a kid. My family pretty much started in Austin. Like, I was born here, but I grew up in Austin for a little bit, then moved back over here, went to high school here, and I'm always in Austin. I have a brother that lives out there.
I haven't been there pre-pandemic, but
yeah,
that was like, I think that I can speak for a lot of families, or especially around here. Like, it's fun to make a trip to Austin.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's where you go. Like, that's like LA for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like, it's 6 hours. You go over there. And I remember, I'm not dumb. I remember seeing those skyscrapers being built.
Yeah.
And gentrifying the whole goddamn.
Well, and it's sad too, because I love Austin. Like,
I do too.
Austin was.
I still would live there.
Same.
If I had money, the way I want money,
Mm-hmm.
I would be back and forth.
Yeah, same. I mean,
Yeah.
I still want to move to Austin because right now, even though I moved back to Lubbock, I still in a year still plan on going to grad school because I graduated from Tech back in December, and I graduated with creative media industries, and I kind of want to continue, with.
Nothing happened. Nothing happened. It's fine.
Anyways.
No, it's fine. No,
It's good. You're right.
Yeah, I want to continue my education, doing radio, television, and film. And I either want to go to UT Austin or, go to UNT in Denton.
Shake my head.
Yeah.
Ever since Beard left, I've hated that fucking school.
That's the thing. I've been telling everyone, I think I'm going to pull a beard maybe. And
So where'd you go to school for again?
would I go to school?
What did you graduate with from Tech?
It was called creative media industries, and I minored in acting as well.
So what is that?
It's media, pretty much. It used to be called electronic media and communications, but they changed the title, and so it became creative media industries. So pretty much everything from news, film, radio. I did a lot of radio when I was at Tech, and did a few short films as well. And so, yeah, I'm pretty much, because I did a lot of acting too.
Were you an actor in those, or did you film them?
A few of them I did. I did a few films with friends that did films as well. I didn't do any stage acting. That's a different. Was
that be like a play?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, but I did all the classes too. Have a lot of theater friends. So
Theater would be that seems very fun.
It is. It's interesting because I didn't do it in high school, but because I was always like, man, I'm gonna stay away from theater kids. And theater kids a little weird. But here I am. Going to Tech. I decided, why not? And a lot of them are cool. They're interesting, that's for sure. But
they're definitely their own character, aren't they? Mm-hmm. Their own group of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys UFO.
No,
I saw it.
Yeah, but not acting. Acting's fun. I've been trying to do some acting work as well. There's a website called actors access. Pretty much it's like, you apply, you send in your tapes and all that. So when I moved out to Dallas, I was like, maybe I could get some commercials out here. But even though I moved back, I'm still trying to see I could get, a weekend, just go over there, maybe do some commercials, maybe some short films. So
that'd be cool.
Yeah. But like I said, that's one reason I want to go to UT is because, of course, it's a great film community out there.
Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, McConaughey. So, but yeah.
What's the guy? Wes Anderson? He went to.
Yeah, he went to UT. Robert Rodriguez, do you know who he is? Yeah, he went to UT too.
You're a big fan of him, aren't you?
I know who he is.
Oh, I thought you were.
Yeah, he did. Did Spy Kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought he did a little horror.
He did the Evil Dead remake.
That's why I was like, I thought you were.
Yeah.
Didn't he also do like those Grindhouse films, like Death Proof? I know that was Tarantino.
Wait, so he
too.
went to Texas?
Yeah, he went to Texas.
Is he from here? From Texas?
Yeah, he's from.
Good.
I think he's from the Austin area. I can't remember if he's from Austin or San Antonio. I think he's.
I could see him in San Antonio.
So, but yeah, he's. He did. Dust Till Dawn. Have you heard of that one?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was also
With Quentin Tarantino?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I want to say he did that, and I think he also did that Grindhouse duo. It was Death Proof and
it was Death Proof and what was it?
The other one with the
Dude,
guy
I was
with
at
the
a
white
bar
girl.
in Austin watching Death Proof.
It's a great movie.
I didn't even know what it was. I was like,
That's
this is
such a
fucking
good
cool.
fucking movie.
It's Planet Terror.
Planet Terror,
Yeah.
with Rose McGowan.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out Rose McGowan.
Yeah. But Death Proof. That's Tarantino actually like disowned it because he didn't like it, but I enjoy it a lot. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
Oh, Death Proof is the shit.
Yeah.
Again, we were at South by Southwest.
Oh yeah.
I was at a bar with my uncle. We were just drinking like legit at the bar, and I was like, you could tell it's his style of movie.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, this is cool, really. And I looked it up, and I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's like the film that like introduced me to like Grindhouse horror.
It really makes it even better that he's
film.
from
Like
there.
I have like a big appreciation for that now. Yeah.
Yeah, he's from there.
He's what to make an exception for you going to Texas. That's fuck him.
But Chris Beard going to Texas. What do you think about that?
It was April Fool's. I remember that.
Yep.
And my boss is like I could have sworn like some family tragedy happened. Like we were driving, he was like, "Oh my god!" And I'm like, I'm skittish, dog. Like I'm on edge all the time. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? And he's like, "Fucking Beard, man. He went to Texas." And I just was like, oh.
Man, I knew it was going to happen too.
I was just so crushed.
I knew it was going to happen because, one, he went to school there.
I didn't know that until afterwards.
Yeah, he went to school there. So I would think, if that was your dream school, going there, I would think you would want to coach.
I wasn't familiar with all that.
So, interesting enough, when I was working in Dallas, I work at a bank and, I worked in Frisco. So Frisco is like the rich, the rich area, Frisco and Plano. And you'd be surprised. I mean, there's some.
That's like real wealth, right?
Yeah. So, but I met the old LA Lakers coach. His name is Dale Harris. I don't know if you know who he is.
I'm only Phil Jackson.
Well, he was the one that was before Phil Jackson.
Oh, okay.
He pretty much got fired because he couldn't be Michael Jordan.
So this is like 90s.
Yeah, it's 90s. But he's the one that drafted Kobe Bryant and bringing Shaq over. And I was talking to him, and he's a little older now.
He lives here.
He lives in Frisco. So
when I say let me clarify. When I say here, I mean Texas.
Yeah. Well, because he used to coach for the Mavericks too.
Oh, okay.
So he's still out there, and because him being a basketball guy, I wanted to ask, a real basketball person. So, what do you think about Chris Beard going to Texas?
Oh shit!
And he pretty much just was like, he did great things at Tech, but sometimes when it comes to us coaches, if you're offered more money, that's all. Because I mean, we live in a world where you might do great here, and make something out of it, but if you're offered more money, I mean, sometimes. Money just talks.
I'm just man, I get that, and I get like, again, his loyalties aren't to us because he did go to there.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking like that's kind of one of the great things about Lubbock is we are big enough to be like really strong in a fan base, but we're also very small.
Yeah.
Like the loyalty is like, beyond.
Well, that's
like
the thing.
you're like, you know, I mean, like it's different here. It's
Well,
very. Is it? You tell me. You've moved. Is it different here, right?
Yeah, I mean, they're especially in Texas. I mean, hell, you could.
Well, there's like 20 colleges in Dallas. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? There's like 2 here.
Well, I mean, when it comes to big universities, I mean, hell, when I was out there, because I do a lot, I cruise a lot on a skateboard, so I would do that here at Tech, and so when I moved out there, I was like, you know, I'm going to visit, you know, every university.
It's kind of where you do that
that's
stuff,
here.
right?
Yeah, so I went out there, and I mean, Dallas really doesn't have a lot of, you know, because Tech, you know. People talk shit about Tech, like, you know, the campus and
But
all
it's like
that.
the biggest campus.
It's the biggest campus, yeah, but
One of them.
you know, people I think take advantage of like what Tech is because you go over there, like you have UT Dallas, which you know is nice, but you know it's not much. And you go to, you know,
I've had some friends who went to UNT.
yeah, UNT is actually pretty nice. UNT is actually growing.
Yeah.
But like, you know, when it comes to like top universities of Texas, of course, it's,
TCU's over there too. Huh?
yeah, Fort Worth, but that's a private school, and that's the thing too, because you know, even in Dallas, there's SMU, but hell, I was skating out there, and you know, I've been to a
That
few,
seems a little weird.
yeah, and I've been to a few universities, and you know, here and there, and SMU was the university.
I meant that school seems a little weird, by the way, when I said that.
Yeah,
Fuck those guys.
but like, you know, me going to SMU, like I was just a Mexican kid skateboarding, and I kind of felt like, man, I kind of feel like I don't really belong here.
Yeah.
It was like dead post society looking motherfuckers out there. Just,
I can see that. I really could see that.
I mean, that's where the George W. Bush Presidential Library is too. So,
Those fuckers are from around there too, huh?
yeah, George Bush like lives
Lives
around
over
that
there,
area.
yeah.
Yeah, but
I like him, by the way. Let me take that back.
what George?
I said
W?
those fuckers, but I like the Bushes.
Yeah, they're well, the thing is, people don't realize that the Bush Library was very close to being at Tech.
I think I heard that.
Yeah,
story. I heard that story.
it was between like Tech and SMU, but the thing is that, you know, Tech doesn't have, it's not located in Dallas, so you're able to make more money over there, especially when it comes to visitors. So
no, but like what you were saying though, like with the beard thing is like, I was like, I told my stepdad, I'm like, yeah, I get it, but I'm like, especially doing this, and then because last night we did a podcast with the guy, and I was like, what's one of the qualities you look for? And he's the CEO of Headhunters. He was like, you know, loyalty is one of the qualities he looks for when he's trying to move up management.
yeah,
And I was like, loyalty is like one of the most important things to me. And I feel more loyal now to Tech. I graduated from there too.
yeah,
Ever since Beard left, I was like, fuck that son of a bitch. And like, I think it's LCU, Lubbock Christian. They're graduating this week, I think, because a lot of places are flying their flags.
yeah.
And I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Quit flying that shit. It's almost like flying, you know, Texas. I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
Also, it would be expensive as well. Any private school. I mean, hell,
Yeah, it's I think like my friend's saying like 1 year at LCU, but he got it all paid for, was like 2 or 3. Like 2 semesters there was like 4 semesters at Tech for me.
man.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, even over there, 'cause I'm actually repping the University of Dallas.
oh, you are?
That's actually a small private Catholic school that's out there. And
I did not know that.
yeah, it's out there in Irving actually. So
Did you go there?
no, I didn't. Well, I visited there, but like I just, you know, bought a shirt. So, but I did graduate from Tech. So
Stupid of me.
Yeah.
Stupid question.
but
I was just gonna ask like if you were Catholic and you like,
yeah, I am Catholic.
and like what is like going to a Catholic college?
Well, I grew up Catholic, but the thing is, I don't know if I would have been able to go to a Catholic school. But the University of Dallas, the thing about them is it's a good school, but it's small.
Is that where like a lot of seminarians go? Do you know?
I don't have
Oh, you
no
don't know?
idea.
I think
No.
I've heard of that.
But but nah, when I was over there, I was like, this is it. It's like, hell, I felt like I was like at St. John Newman Church here in
Really?
here in Lubbock. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Holy Spirit. But nah.
Hell yeah, I went to South Plains for a year, and then transferring from South Plains to Tech. It was like, oh shit, it's like it's a
Yeah, I did the South Plains route.
yeah,
too,
it's like
so.
you know what I mean, like oh shit, and then you like legit like I think Tech may be the number 2 biggest campus in the state in the country.
Yeah, they say it's Air Force, but the reason why is that because they include the airstrip part of their
Then
campus.
we're number 1. See, so it's like a fucking rude awakening when you go there. Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, because have you ever been out to Colorado Springs?
I've seen the school.
Yeah, when you're driving by,
Yeah.
you can see the big old
Yeah.
stadium too.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, but
Last year I went to Colorado Springs for the first time I saw it. I remember seeing it.
man, last time I was in Colorado, it was pre-marijuana legalization,
Oh, really?
so it's changed a lot. I'm sure
Oh.
since then.
Those things are everywhere.
Yeah.
And you know, as you say, like Cali plate, there's all Texas plates over there. You know,
Fuck yeah.
you know what everybody's doing over there.
You know, I was in Vegas a year before the summer before the pandemic happened, and I was talking to my Uber driver, and he was saying that all these people from Texas, they fly into Vegas and they get out of the airport, and the first thing they want to do is go to the dispensary.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the thing about over there in Vegas, they think that you could just smoke it anywhere, but nah, you can't. Like, you know, especially on the strip.
I thought you could on the strip, no?
Nah, no.
Not to
You can
incriminate.
smoke cigarettes, but
Not
you
to
can't.
incriminate. You can drink on there too, right?
Oh yeah.
A certain family member went over there. He didn't like it because it was expensive.
Oh,
He's like,
fuck
that was
yeah.
expensive weed when you could just get it in Colorado for way cheaper.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. You know, because they have a big old dispensary called Planet 13. Yeah. So,
Oh, I've heard about that. Yeah.
Planet 13 is like I think it's like the biggest dispensary in the world.
In the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember seeing something about that.
So, but yeah, everyone thinks you could just go smoke it out, but you can't. You'll get arrested.
And that's what I was gonna say. It's not even that. It's like they're pretty strict about enforcing, like, you know, you're not smoking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you been to LA? Not LA, Vegas?
No, never. I want to go.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's different now, especially with the pandemic, but I'm sure pretty soon it's gonna everything. It's weird how everything's kind of just we're back to normal now. Like hell, at the art trail, no one was wearing masks. Even the artsy kids that all year long were like, "Oh, wear a mask." They're not wearing masks anymore.
It was the 200th.
Mm-hmm.
So there was I think there was more people there today than there has been that I've ever seen.
Yeah, because I just came from over there, and that rainstorm blew in. And everyone was out of there. So.
Yeah, we were over there for a little bit. Shout out to J&D, right?
I don't know.
J&D Catering.
I don't know. They had good brisket fries though.
A black-owned food truck.
Yeah.
Very delicious. Shout out to them.
Nice.
If you guys are listening, I would like to have my job that you guys offered. I want to go work for y'all for like a weekend. I think that'd be pretty cool.
You big into barbecue, by the way?
I like to eat.
Yeah.
I'm just a big eater. You know what I'm saying? Like, so in here they were, they're redoing this kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
This is my parents' house.
Oh, okay.
But I like to cook prior to them doing this. So
Yeah.
I was getting into like cooking and barbecue, and I was moving my way into barbecuing, to be honest. You like to do that?
Yeah, my dad, man, growing up, you know, my dad and uncle, they used to always cook. They used to do the chuck wagon cook-offs here in Lubbock.
Huh.
Do you remember the Cowboy Symposium?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I mean, they don't do it anymore because, you know, the Civic Center, they built where like Luca is now.
Mhm.
All that was like just, you know, grassland. And
How long ago was that?
hell, I think they stopped doing. I mean, they still do it, but it's small now. But it used to be all that used to be grassland. They did it for like 25 years, where it was like all these people from all over the country would just come and have chuck wagon setups, and they would cook all this old school, you know, cowboy type
For real.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But one year, my dad and my uncle, they won the national championship. So yeah, they still got the belt buckles that they still rep every now and then.
Nice.
But yeah, we did a lot of pit cooking. So yeah, brisket. Yeah, we when you do brisket, some long nights, you gotta,
Are you like, do you know how to do all that now?
Yeah. So, I mean, it's simple. I mean, it just takes a lot of patience. Can't drink too much though.
Your best friend, I'll give you this about your best friend Pancho. He's a welder. So one of my friends posts, he's this really badass smoker that's like a gun. Mm-hmm. And it's like, sorry, I thought I sneezed. That's like important to like a lot of people around here. I did have to sneeze. No, I don't. My bad. But yeah, I like, I've been getting into it. It's like one of those things. It's kind of like, it's weird. It's kind of like everything in my life now. Like I was scared to try new things for the longest time. Now I don't give a fuck. Mm-hmm. Now I'm like, so now I want to get into grilling and stuff. I'm trying to get my dad to give me his pellet smoker so I can smoke and
yeah. I mean,
and my grandpa. Are you familiar with Jason Bros Meat Locker in Post, Texas?
It's like they do like badass beef jerky, right?
That's my grandpa.
Really?
Grandpa. Oh my god, I was gonna say grandfather. Yeah. Nice. So like
yeah, I've stopped there.
I'm trying to like get into all that.
Man.
It's like, to me, like, I think you tweeted that today. Actually, it's like cooking. Food can be sexy.
Oh yeah.
It can be, it's like an art form, mm-hmm. and I like, you can take it as serious as you want. I just like people who take like pride and make things like great. That's why I like food.
And it can be simple. So
like,
as fuck,
these people who do that food truck we were at, they made a fried pork chop sandwich so fucking bomb. Like you could just feel it. You know what I mean? You can feel the love in the food. Jesus Christ.
Have you ever read Anthony Bourdain's book called Kitchen Confidential?
I have not.
Yeah, like I read his book this past summer, and man, like cooking, like it can be simple, but man, when you go into that chef type cooking, man, that's a different world over there. It's
there's I'm a big fan of Action Bronson. Yeah, and I've been like.
He has a shit, right? It's called like Fuck That's Good.
Fuck That's Delicious.
Yeah, that's right.
And he's now, it's his show now. So he's been like releasing snippets of like episodes. Yeah. He's all healthy now and shit.
Oh yeah.
So it's like, I like, to me, that's a chef. To me, like, I wish, like him.
You know who Coolio is?
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish he had a cooking show.
Really?
Yeah. Cause, hell, he was on, Hot Ones, that wing, that wing show.
I love Sean Evans.
Yeah,
one of the inspirations for this podcast, by the way.
Yeah, he was kind of throwing some shade at Action Bronson.
Coolio was.
Coolio, I mean, I wouldn't say it was shade. It was just like, man, y'all give him a show, y'all don't give me a show, because he has like his own cookbook, and yeah, so he was over there because when they do that last dab, he was over there like rolling it, and he took it like a champ.
I think that's like one of those. Like moments where it's like, yeah, he did it like that. Yeah. I haven't seen that one, but.
Yeah. Because that's like one of the early ones. So.
One of my young dreams is to be on that show.
Really?
I'd love to do that show.
Man.
I'd love to be somebody enough to do that show.
I don't even know if I would be able to handle,
You like spice?
I do, but I don't know. Like, that's like,
What's the spiciest thing you've ever had?
Hell, jalapenos, I guess.
Really?
I mean,
like crazy.
I don't go too crazy, I guess. I mean, I just haven't had the chance to just go. I mean, I've had some Cajun barbecue, and that was pretty spicy.
Yeah, Cajun. I'm just like, man, how do you enjoy this?
What's the spiciest thing you ever had? I don't know, but I think I like spicy food. Like, I can't tell you, like, what kind of, like, pepper I've had or, like, strongest wise or anything like that. But I do like spicy food, I think.
Yeah, it's like you think you do, but then you try some stuff.
What's that place? Crawdaddy's. You ever heard of that place? That's the only Cajun place I remember before. Like,
Crawdaddy's. Yeah, actually,
that shows
someone I went to high school with. Actually, like, I think his parents own it. He might own it now. So
yeah, I don't know if it's still open or.
Yeah, he's still open.
bringing out the cigar. I've never had one of these.
You know, this is the first time I've actually bought them, and I had to buy a clip too. So see how this works. Oh, my bad, made a little mess, but
oh, it's all good. Don't worry about that.
But yeah.
So how do we smoke one?
So
of
there's
these?
that. There's you just light it up.
Do I inhale it?
No, don't inhale it. You might get sick. Hell, I had the last time I smoked a cigar.
Don't some people just put it in their mouth?
Yeah, you just kind of just suck on it, kind of just inhale it just a little bit, and that's about it. Yeah, don't inhale it. You might feel a little woozy after a little bit.
I can taste it. It tastes good.
Yeah, when I bought these, I was like, man, it smells good.
It's got like a sweet taste to it.
Man, never smoked a cigar. You look like you smoked it before.
I like Black and Milds. Feel like a gangster.
But no.
Shout out to Bradley for the cigars. This is cool.
Yeah, when I hit you
It's
up.
really sweet.
Yeah, when I hit you up, I was like, we'll do some cigars. We'll keep it classy.
Yeah, you said you were going to bring whiskey.
Yeah, I was, but hell.
Good thing you didn't.
I was like, man, I don't know if we'll make it.
Did you want a beer, by the way? I thought you had one. Yeah, the whiskey would have been no good.
Thank you.
How you feeling over there, Jen? You all right?
Mm-hmm.
So what else? It's the first time we met, so.
Yes, sir, man.
What's your story?
Just a young. Let me see that later. Let me light this real quick. Just a young kid, man. I like talking to people. I like, cameras rolling or not. I like just conversation.
Same.
And just.
How old are you, by the way?
24.
24.
What about you?
26. So.
Are you turning 27 this year? Or you already
turned 27 August 31st. So.
Jen, you'll be 32.
I'm 27.
No, yeah, man. I just wanted to.
Let me see that lighter.
My story is very simple. I just wanted to talk to people and put Lubbock on the map, help my way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah.
I want to be versatile in the sense that I can sit here and talk to anybody. If it's rap, it's rap. If it's film, it's film. If it's Coach Beard, it's Coach Beard.
Yeah.
If it's horror films, sorry, I keep fucking up my words. If it's horror films, then I want to talk about horror films. You know what I mean?
Hell, those are the people that make it, the farthest in life. Because
you're taking big ass hits.
I know some people that, they're smart, but they just don't know how to talk to people, and not putting them down, but sometimes you have to learn how to talk to people.
It's a useful skill,
and
it's definitely helped me out in a lot of ways I didn't think it would.
Mm-hmm.
Just being relaxed around people, you know what I mean. And I'm learning how to be a good listener.
Yeah, that's the thing too, because you have conversations with people, and sorry, I
got a hell of a buzz from this fucking cigar. Right. I'm not even gonna lie. Oof.
Yeah, because some people they know how to talk, but it's more of they're just waiting for their turn to talk. They don't know how to, feed off people where you're like, okay, well, how about this? How about that? And you're able to,
I'm not gonna lie.
I don't even know how to explain it.
I'm not gonna lie though. I've had that situation even doing this, where it's somebody else in gin. I'm like, they're not hearing my voice.
Yeah.
This isn't the gin and such show. That's no disrespect to anybody, actually. But I'm like, I just try to interject when I can, because I even feel like that. But it's cool. I like a challenge, and I like being thrown off a little bit, because it makes me better.
Now, if you're not being challenged, you're not learning.
And that's one of the things I learned from Joe Rogan. As much as people like to talk shit about him or compare him to, it's raining outside.
It's raining outside.
is like he's like, I like to be uncomfortable, and he's like, and make yourself better.
That's the secret to life too. You gotta be comfortable.
And I hate that shit. Like I won't even front with people. I hate working hard. I hate like uncomfortable situations. But I know how much it's gonna make this better.
Well, excuse me. I believe that's the secret to life is just be comfortable with being uncomfortable. Because when you learn how to be uncomfortable, it puts you in situations where you've never been, and with like I'm not even like trying to be again. This is no disrespect. Mm-hmm.
Like you texted me every day to do the show. I was like, then it must really mean something to you to come on here if you're texting me that much. And then like I had a guy who hit me up. He was like, hey man, when we thought about media and this guy wants to do media run here, he's kind of a big, he's got a blue check on his Instagram. I've never had that. This guy was like, when we thought about doing a media run, we want to be on your show. So like your situation now, it makes me uncomfortable. I'm like, I just want to, I'm just me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just doing this, like this fucking rinky dinky ass setup. It's weird. And it makes me uncomfortable, but I like it. It's like, okay, now I have to do the show. Like I have to be good.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you know what I mean? Does that make sense? I mean,
you gotta start somewhere.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Because like you checking up on me, I'm like, you keep me on my shit when you do that. I'm like, all right, I got, I take it as serious as like as the person. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? But that's
like a reflection as to like how somebody sees how seriously you take it. You know what I mean? That's a pretty big deal. And that's awesome.
No, I took it as a big deal too, though. Mm-hmm. Okay, cool.
Well, hey, I wanted to
but I knew we were going to have a good time like this.
Yeah.
But I was like, all right.
But nah, I just wanted to just show you that, I'm serious. That's the thing about me. Like, if I really want to do something, I really want to show you, like, like I said, I was going to go grab some beer, but I was like, man, I don't want to show up late on the, on the first show.
Yeah, I really appreciate that. So. I appreciate that. So again, thank you for coming on and bringing this is cool. It tastes good. You got me a good buzz.
So, hey, I was watching one of your shows. You said you're a big Metallica fan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that. I got a Metallica tattoo.
Hey. So
I love them.
I wanted to show you something. So I saw Metallica in Austin a few years ago. And Kurt Hammett, I actually caught one. Yeah. So this was actually.
Is it the hardwired one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it was. This was played. That was touched by Kurt Hammett, right
Son of a bitch.
So that's probably the closest, right now that you're gonna.
I'll be fucking down.
But yeah,
10:06:18.
Had to beat up an old lady to get that one.
Oh, you were in the pit?
Yeah, I was. Because the way their stage was set up, they had like aisles where they would walk down.
I just got this is fucking cool.
Yeah, he. It was one of those things where I just saw him throw it up and landed right in front of me. Some older lady was trying to grab it, and I was like, "Hell no, that's mine right there."
Yeah, I got that M tattooed on me. Actually, not the one with the one they did for the hardwired, but the little M with the.
Did you see him when they came to Lubbock?
No, I unfortunately couldn't.
So you haven't seen them yet, man.
They're Thank you for letting me feel that, by the way. Shout out to Kurt. God, dude, I think about before I go on. I just want to shake their hands.
Yeah.
I think about these things like. Let me backtrack a little bit more. Like, I was telling Jen this. Like, if somebody fucks with my vibe, I don't. They're out. Mm-hmm. They're out of my life, in a small or big way. And it's like I take this shit seriously. So I'm like, I couldn't imagine, like if like some Joe Schmo could shake Kirk Hammett's hand and be like, whatever. But if I did it, I would be like, can you imagine all the riffs he's played, all the hands he shook, all the fucking guitars he's touched, all the people, those hands, like especially James, is my guy. I just want to shake their hands. Hetfield? Yes, yeah. I just want to shake I just want to feel their hands. Those hands have like shaped history. To me, anyways, and a lot of people, like, they're American history.
Have you seen Rogan's episode with him?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna get that number tattooed on me. I said 887 one time. It's 884.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because I've seen it.
Yeah.
It's that was a good episode.
I love that one. That's talking about my story. That's kind of where my life really changed. Like,
Really?
I was like super into Metallica, and I was getting into podcasting, like listening. And my friend was like, "Hey, you like podcasts? Check this one out. I know you like Metallica."
Mm-hmm.
And then I was introduced to Rogan, and it just my two worlds collided, dog. You know what I mean?
My first episode I saw with Rogan was actually with Jamie Foxx.
Oh, that's a good one too.
Yeah, he was talking. It was actually a clip. It was when he was talking about when Robert Downey Jr. did Tropic Thunder.
Oh, the blackface.
Yeah. So I was like, I want to see what he says about it. And ever since then, I've been hooked. I'm a big fan of Rogan. When I had found out he was moving to Texas, I was like, what?
That's another thing. Like, in Tom Segura, you fan of his?
Oh yeah,
he's moving here. And Tim Dillon.
Yeah.
We're talking about today. It's like you. I don't know, like unless you really like truly like love something, you don't understand it. What I'm about to say is like those guys are about to be within like driving distance of me, like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I feel so close to like the guys who inspired me to be here.
Yeah, the comedy scene here is going to change dramatically.
And it's like,
and one of my acting professors, he did stand up in Austin for a little bit, and I remember asking him how is the scene over there, and I remember him saying like, man, it's good. It's nothing like Chicago or LA, but it's something. Mm-hmm. But sure enough, Rogan said he was moving over here. He's
opening a store.
Yeah, I saw that.
so that's gonna be like,
and that's one thing too. I'm trying to hit up the stand up comedy too.
Like try to do it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah. Thing is, like, I've been wanting to try it for years, and thing is, comedy's hard. It's very hard, but I think I could pull it off. I mean, I've already written some stuff.
Acting's hard, huh? Filmmaking's hard.
Well, and that's the thing. I think when I did, when I got into acting, it kind of gave me the confidence. Like, yeah, I could do this. I mean, you just got to just come up with your own act, and there's a lot of people that you think aren't funny, but hell, they're out there on stage, pulling it off. So,
I think it's like it's sort of like I'm learning more and more about comedy because obviously I'm immersed. I spend all my time listening to those fuckers.
Yeah.
So it's like I think like of course you got to be funny, but it's like there's formula to how you deliver it. Like if you can figure that out, then I think
and that's the thing. It takes practice too.
Yeah.
And I think that's, for a lot of people that, they're funny in person, but, you got to learn how to make that delivery, out on stage.
I think once that Buddy Holly thing, the Buddy Holly Center, once that gets going, like a lot of comedians will be here.
Yeah. I think, Brian Reagan, I don't know if you heard of him. He's doing a show in September. I think he's been on Rogan before, but, he's doing a show out in the Buddy Holly,
I wouldn't see why none of these big guys wouldn't.
Yeah, so
that's good for them.
Hell, when Rogan and Chappelle, they were doing shows out in Austin at Stubbs Barbecue. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you know this, but Stubbs Barbecue actually started in Lubbock, right? Yeah.
Somebody on the spot has told me that.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, good old.
A black guy, right?
Yeah, his name was C.B. Stubblefield. Mm-hmm. So. And that's one thing about Lubbock.
You can see his picture on the barbecue sauce.
Yeah, and they have a statue of him out there at the original location.
Okay.
But when it comes to we talk about Austin and what Austin is, the music scene and the people that have come through there. But what people don't realize, and that's the thing about Lubbock, is Lubbock has one of the most historic, music scenes of all Texas, and people don't realize this, and it breaks my heart when you tell people this, and they're like, "What? Like that happened here?" But like what Austin is today is because of Lubbock.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah,
that's what I've heard. Because they were trying to do it here, right?
Yeah. So Stubbs, pretty much was a big influence when it comes to the scene. Like he had Sunday night jams. Pretty much what it was just these big artists, they would perform in Dallas, but if they were on their way to, Denver or LA, I mean, this was the biggest city before you hit, those big cities. And so, and that's why it's called the hub city, was just because, all the all roads pretty much led to Lubbock, especially back then. All these main highways connected, and, people would stop here and they wanted to just eat Stubbs barbecue. Like, hell, my uncle, he told me a story once that he walked into Stubbs and boom, there's Waylon Jennings sitting with Muddy Waters. They weren't playing music. They were just eating barbecue.
Like Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Yeah.
Guys like that would just go and chill there.
Do you know about Stevie Ray, like, starting here, right? Stevie Ray, like, started here, and
I didn't know that.
So, but
my grandpa grew up in, my grandpa's like 60. Well, he grew up in Dallas, and he was like, because I remember, like, being a guitar player, I was like, Stevie Ray. He was like, oh man, I used to watch him play at bars in Dallas and at the state fair.
Yeah, he pretty much he was a bum. I mean, there's
yeah, that's what he said. He was like, that's his words. He's like, he was nothing back then.
Yeah, and he came through. There was a time where he came through Lubbock, and there's actually a YouTube video of him playing in Lubbock, like before he was famous. There was a music festival here that took place. It was called the Tornado Jam. It took place on the anniversary when the Lubbock tornado hit. Pretty much what it was like, that was a sad day, here in Lubbock, and they wanted to, they wanted to replace that day with a good day with good music. So like Stevie Ray Vaughan would play, Joan Jett would come over here.
No shit.
The Clash headlined it a few times.
In Lubbock?
Yeah, oh yeah. That took place at Buddy Holly Park. And so, but yeah, there's an old video, Stevie Ray playing guitar. In the background, you see like an old van. It's KLL. And yeah, it's like back in the 80s.
I love that guy.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, I love that guy.
But no, Stevie Ray, you hear stories from people that he would walk into a pawn shop, just start ripping on guitar, and the owner would just tell him, get the fuck out of here. Like, because I mean, like I said, he was just a bum, and apparently like no one liked him too, just because he was just this random guy that was just playing guitar. And he would actually sleep on Stubbs stage. He would just play music and, eat barbecue. That's how Stubbs would pay him, just barbecue and beer.
Coke, probably. Some bitch fucked up.
But yeah, he after that moved to Austin, played some gigs, and that's where he became big.
And he died.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of my favorite things I read on the YouTube comments was Stevie Ray made a deal with the devil, and the devil got guitar lessons.
That's the thing about them blues players. You always hear stories like that.
I saw that one today. The one that we were talking about with the Crossroads. Brandon, that black guy in the 20s.
Robert Johnson?
That guy. I don't know why I said Brandon. He sold his soul to the devil at the Crossroads.
Yeah. Mississippi Delta Blues. When I was out in...
He died at 27. I didn't know that.
Yeah. He was the first one to start
I just saw that
the 27
today, actually.
Club.
He died today. I mean, he died when he was 27. I didn't know that.
Yep.
But we've been on here talking about like how he was so good, because like I don't want to discredit that. Like, that's, to me, that seems like a ploy to like discredit how great of a player he was. The fact that he sold his soul to the devil.
Well,
but it could be plausible.
I mean, hell, you hear stories where like even family members were like, one day he didn't know how to play guitar. Next day, boom, he was like the fucking best,
What do you think happened?
Oh, definitely sold his soul.
I keep forgetting I don't have headphones. I keep fucking thinking I'm going to hear you.
Oh, I know.
But I'm not. Like, I'm just hearing your voice.
Yeah.
I just wanted to wear a cowboy hat, guys. That's why I'm not wearing headphones.
Go ahead. I was just gonna say speaking of cowboy hats, when I was at the art trail, I'm like, man, you're finally seeing like hippie cowboys out here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that you think that's a thing in Austin, but excuse me, they're out here too.
Bunch of shit kickers. Awesome bitches.
But
no, I didn't make my way to Austin. I haven't been there in a while.
Yeah, I was there the summer of the pandemic. Couldn't do much, but me and my brother, we went out skateboarding in downtown. We were just like, we need to get the hell out of here. So we were skating around UT downtown, and that's a different place to skateboard because them hills.
Oh, in UT, it's like
Oh fuck yeah.
from the capital, right?
Yeah, because hell, like Tech, it's all flat land.
Yeah.
Over there, yeah, that's a different. You gotta be like skill. You gotta learn how to stop.
I used to have a penny board. But my sister took it from me. So I don't really do none of that no more. And plus the Lubbock roads, they're not really built for the penny board, if you ask me.
Yeah, Tech is a good place to skateboard. I mean, it can be a little rough, yeah, but because pretty much what I did is I got a real like baker board, and I just turned it into. I got the trucks for it. I just got some wheels where they're called Rough Riders.
Oh, for the road?
Yeah,
for the streets.
Yeah, so it's because I mean, if you're just skating like a regular skateboard, yeah, you're gonna be tripping all on the rocks. So, but now, yeah, going back to the music scene here in Lubbock. Yeah, I mean, there was a time where
I didn't know that's crazy. All those people here.
Because one of the big, have you ever heard of the Flatlanders?
Yeah.
Joe Ely and Butch Hancock.
I just heard of them. I don't know.
Yeah, so pretty much they were the ones that started, pretty much that scene back in the 70s. Because like there's actually a great article. It's by Texas Monthly. It was written back in the 90s actually, but you're still able to read it. It's called Gotta Lubbock, and it pretty much just tells you all about that scene. And they interview like Waylon Jennings back when he was alive, and pretty much just like how, of course, it all started with Buddy Holly and all that, but yeah, all road. I say all roads lead to Lubbock, but at the same time, all music roads lead back to Buddy Holly. I feel like I've always, and people always say, "Oh, you're just from Lubbock," and you're saying this. Yeah, there's the Beatles, there's Led Zeppelin, and all that, but if you think about it, I mean, Buddy Holly to me is probably the most important rock musician ever. Just because, you look at, we say like, where would music be at without the Beatles? Well, who did they look up to? It was Buddy Holly. I mean, hell, the Crickets, they wanted to be like the Crickets, so they named their band the Beatles with the bug theme because of that. I mean, hell, I watched.
Oh no way!
Oh yeah, and a while back they did like a 50th anniversary of the Beatles performing on the Ed Sullivan Show, and there's Paul McCartney and Ringo Starr. They're talking to David Letterman, and man, Paul McCartney brought up Buddy Holly, I don't know, like 15 times within that interview. I mean, that was all, because John Lennon, he looked up to Buddy Holly the most because he wore glasses, because John Lennon, he couldn't see and he thought, oh, I'm just a loser kid, wearing glasses. But boom, there's Buddy Holly out there, sporting the glasses, some nerdy kid from West Texas out there playing
That's
rock
so
and
crazy.
roll, Man, I wish I could go back in time to see like Buddy Holly perform here before he was famous, because like they say like rockabilly, that was all like motorcycle, all these dudes with slick hair, with white t-shirts with the cigarette box all rolled up, and there are all these tough dudes. But here's a skinny nerdy white kid, with glasses, just rocking it out.
It's so wild when you think about that though. Like he was from Lubbock.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck?
And
he went to like the school I went to type shit. You know what I mean?
Oh, you went to Lubbock High?
No, I went to Hutch. Like he was at Hutch.
Okay.
And then I didn't go to Lubbock High.
Wait, where'd you say you go? I couldn't remember.
Monterey.
Oh, okay. I don't know if we talked about that or not.
Yeah.
I
So
remember they used to have a really big mural at Hutch.
we still
And
do.
then at Lubbock High, they have a huge case with his Letterman jacket, his yearbooks, his like first records. They have his like homeroom. Like there's plaques everywhere of like Buddy Holly's first homeroom. This is where Buddy Holly used to do this, and so it's just everywhere, all over Lubbock High.
Yeah.
Well, it makes sense. Like, when he died, the day music died.
Yeah.
It really was. I mean, because he died with Richie Valens and the Big Bopper, and rock and roll really was not the same after that. Just because they died, and then Elvis, he got drafted. Chuck Berry was in trouble because he was like sleeping with young girls.
I was gonna say that another one of the Beatles inspirations was Chuck Berry or John Lennon.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that video that music when him and John Lennon were? It was John Lennon and Chuck Berry and Yoko Ono. Mm-hmm. Yoko Ono's like just off on the side. You could tell he just put her there just to please her, and she started screaming, and Chuck Berry's like, "What the fuck is going on?"
No,
you should watch that, man.
Yeah, Yoko Ono was that.
Yeah,
man. I saw this video of her recently. It was very new. She just doing all these weird screams, and
I saw that one.
Yeah, the caption was this bitch broke up the Beatles, just to let you know.
Yeah, it's bad. Yeah. It's cringy. I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah, she screams in the video, and Chuck Berry's like, and then they cut her fucking mic off. You can tell her mic was cut off.
Yeah, she's something else, that's for sure. But no, yeah.
Well,
but yeah, if you really think about it, rock and roll kind of started here in Lubbock.
You heard it, people.
Not that it started. You could say it started, but it really grew up, I guess you could say. Because, who's the greatest singer-songwriter of all time? It's Bob Dylan. Who does he credit? Because he's the only musician that's won the Nobel Prize for Literature. And he gave credit. His inspiration was the one and only Buddy Holly. And so,
Oh, wow.
The more you know.
Yeah. Fun fact about Bob Dylan actually saw Buddy Holly 2 days before he died. It was during that tour. I can't remember what city it was, but he saw him perform, and he had won a Grammy back in the 90s, and he won Album of the Year. And as an acceptance speech, he said that we would like to thank Buddy Holly because I saw him 2 days before he died. And I would like to think that his spirit was there when
did he die?
When Buddy Holly died, 1959.
Yeah.
And I always think back, what would have happened if Buddy Holly did, live? I've always wondered, would he have gone down the hippie route? Would he have became a businessman, or would have became a folk songwriter, or became something like what Waylon Jennings become? Because Waylon Jennings and Buddy Holly were best friends, and they toured together, right?
I didn't know that.
Okay. Well, you know who Waylon Jennings is,
of course,
right?
I
okay.
know. Yes.
So
yes.
Waylon Jennings defeated death the day Buddy Holly died. Waylon Jennings was from Littlefield, Texas.
Wasn't he supposed to be on that flight?
He was supposed to.
So he's the one that was.
He gave up his flight to the Big Bopper.
I didn't know he was that guy. Mm-hmm. I legitimately did not know that was that guy.
So Buddy Holly had, because
as seen in La Bamba.
Yeah, and have you ever seen the Buddy Holly story? So they did a movie about Buddy Holly, but it's not accurate at all. But yeah, Buddy Holly brought on Waylon Jennings to be his bass player because the Crickets had broken up over a dispute. Excuse me, and they were in Iowa. They performed the show. The bus kept breaking down. It was one of the worst winters that they had gone through. The heater wasn't working, and Buddy Holly ordered a charter plane to be taken out to North Dakota. Pretty much, they got everyone's dirty clothes because Buddy was going to go and do everyone's laundry because he wanted to go ahead and do favors for everyone. And Waylon was supposed to go, but the Big Bopper, he had the flu. And so Big Bopper's from Texas too. And so I guess, if these, Texas boys, they want to help out each other. And Waylon Jennings gave up his seat. And yeah.
So was it a coin flip?
No, so Richie Valens, the other rock, you've seen La Bamba, right?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah. So Yeah, the coin flip. Yeah, that actually really did happen. It didn't happen as they were boarding the plane, but they did it. So
I didn't know it was Waylon Jennings.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Yeah, and so Waylon Jennings actually blamed himself for them dying for the longest time, because because him and Buddy were best friends, and they would give each other shit, and I think Buddy had said, "Hey, I heard you gave up your seat to Big Bopper." So yeah, he has the flu. He's like, "Well, I hope your
I've heard of that.
Yeah, I hope your bus breaks down." And then Waylon Jennings, does a remark and says, "Well, I hope your damn plane crashes."
Oh no!
So I had read a book that was written by his son, Terry Jennings, and he said for years, like Waylon, like blamed him. Like it was like you couldn't talk about Buddy to him. Everyone always wanted to be like, "Hey, tell us stories about Buddy Holly." Yeah, he wouldn't for the longest time. He thought it was his fault.
That's weird.
Yeah,
I never heard of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but no.
What are we at right now?
You're at 101.
I gotta pee. So
Nope.
This is the pee. This is the pee. This is the pee break. I stand up too. I'm a little drunk.
You feeling that buzz?
A little bit, man. I don't lie to you.
So like, I'm like really into like movies and film and stuff. Like, what got you into like filmmaking, or like, are you filmmaker? Like, are you a videographer? What do you do?
So, right now I'm working on getting my own camera because I graduated from tech, and so it's been a little challenging trying to make my own stuff right now.
For sure.
But so yeah, it's just one of those things where like I really like directing. I have
Do you have a favorite director?
I have many. I guess you could say it's kind of hard for me to say like who's like my favorite, but I guess I would say of course there's Martin Scorsese, Quentin Tarantino and all that. But one guy, but like one guy I actually credit a lot is his name is Spike Jonze. I don't know if so one of my main inspirations of films that he does is skateboarding films.
Okay.
For me, that's where I get a lot of my inspiration. Is because you can learn a lot from watching skateboard films, especially like not only just like the skater parts, but just like the artsy stuff that's in between.
It gets a lot of shit, but I really love Mid-90s.
Oh yeah,
that's a beautiful and Lords of Dogtown.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Fuck,
yeah,
Lords of Dogtown is so good.
Yeah. So Lords of Dogtown. There's a guy in there. His name's Tony Alva. Yeah. There was a documentary. Vans did a documentary about him recently, and you gotta check it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've seen one documentary. It's not like a skate documentary. It's over. It's like one of the magazines. Like it wasn't Thrasher. I want to say was it Brother, Big Brother?
Big Brother. Yeah. I've seen that.
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
That's so fucking cool. Like I didn't know. Like it's like all my little worlds collided. Like all this shit I've been into. But that was a good one.
Yeah, that was really interesting. That was really Jackass.
Yeah, no, it was.
Yeah.
It truly was like the predecessor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, that's a good one.
Yeah, but no, I mean, there's a lot of inspiration that I get from. There's one big inspirations I get is films that were made here in Texas.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's a film called The Last Picture Show. It was filmed out in Wichita Falls.
Yeah.
It was Jeff. You know who Jeff Bridges is, right? Yeah. It was his first movie back in the 70s.
No way.
Yeah, it's like a coming of age film.
Have you seen that one movie? This is completely off subject, but I think I want to say it's like shot through like Post and Big Spring and all that. It's called Hell or High Water.
Yeah,
from a few years ago. It's pretty recent, like maybe 5 years old.
Yeah, they
Does it go through like Midland and Post and all that?
Yeah, they mention it, but it was actually filmed in New Mexico.
No way.
Yeah,
fuck that movie then.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing too. There's so many of these films that are set in Texas.
Because you kicked it.
Oh, it's fine. It's not bad actually. It wasn't bad. It looks the same.
But I thought they filmed that at the Post Bank and.
That's all in New Mexico because Texas still is working some things out when it comes to like the film industry, when it comes to rebates and taxes and all that, because it's actually very cheap to make films in New Mexico, Louisiana, and like North Carolina. But I mean, I wish Texas would start doing some stuff where, because films are made here, but not as much as what you would like to see. But like so many films that are set in Texas, they're either filmed in New Mexico or, you know, Arizona. So, I mean, when you watch those old,
Like West Texas doesn't look much different than New Mexico and Arizona.
Yeah, because like Hell or High Water, I think that was filmed in Portales. I mean, that looks just like here. Yeah, you know,
it's pretty similar.
But like when you look at westerns, a lot of them are filmed. I mean, Texas doesn't. It's not like you see like all the mountains in Utah, and it's like, man, that's not El Paso.
They just bought the 4-6 Ranch.
Yeah.
Did you hear about that?
Yeah.
So the maker of Yellowstone. The series? I've never watched that. You ever watched that?
No, it's got Kevin Costner.
Yeah.
I've heard it's really good.
The person who made that series bought the 4-6 Ranch for $347 million.
Oh shit!
And it's like
actually
huge.
Yeah, actually, just moving back, you pass through it. Like,
yeah,
man, that shit's huge.
So apparently, there's a spinoff that's going to happen in Texas.
Man.
So that I was gonna wear my 4-6 hat 4-6 hat today, but I didn't. But yeah, somebody just bought it. Luckily, it was an American.
I'll take a break from that.
Yeah, me too. I've been
because I keep on
debating.
Yeah,
it's pretty sweet though.
Man, you're 4 beers down though. I'm still.
That's just. That's just right now.
I might as well get another one.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Here.
Give me one of them too. No, actually, no. I'm good.
You're good?
Yep, I'm good. For now.
Shit. But now, yeah, there's a lot of films that are set here, but New Mexico gets all the credit.
With like westerns, I want to say I had heard this. Like, I don't know if you know this, but like a lot of like the really really old westerns, weren't they like shot in Italy, or like they had like a lot of Italian
spaghetti westerns?
Yeah,
spaghetti westerns.
Yeah, spaghetti westerns. But a lot of those were Italian filmmakers, like Sergio Leone.
Okay, is that where they got it from? Okay,
mm-hmm.
Cool.
Because like The Good and the Bad and the Ugly, the Clint Eastwood film, that's set in Civil War era Texas, but yeah, that's not Texas.
Yeah.
So
was it in Italy?
I mean, they filmed it in Italy. Yeah.
No shit.
But it's yeah.
Yeah, that's what I had heard.
That's kind of like what
that term.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood's about, right? Like him.
I still haven't
like
seen
him,
that.
like
you still haven't seen that?
It's like him, like realizing he's no longer a star in America, so he goes and does his spaghetti.
Well,
I mean, he doesn't really like elaborate on that.
I mean, that's how it kind of.
But he's like, I feel washed. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because I mean, hell, that's where a lot of actors at those times, they couldn't get films over here.
God damn it, keep dropping this.
They couldn't get films over here, so they would travel out to Europe to get some films done. So. I
like Clint Eastwood. I was thinking about him.
I don't think I've seen a lot of Clint Eastwood films, actually.
Have you ever seen Gran Torino?
No, I've heard that's on my list though.
$1 Million Baby? I'm just talking about his older ones. Like as he got older, he did these movies.
I am a big John Wayne fan.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I never really got into John Wayne. I like The Alamo.
The Searchers is a good one. I mean, yeah, people always say, "Oh, that's a racist movie." I mean, yeah, it's a little outdated.
Why is it racist?
Because I mean, the bad guys are the Native Americans, and people are like, "Oh, Indians aren't like that." And
it's just like it's a period piece. I mean, it's meant to fuck it. Yeah.
But like when it comes to list, it's always like number 2, like most racist film of all time.
What was number 1?
Oh hell, I don't know. I'm sure there's.
What's the one I'm thinking of?
If it's the one I'm thinking of, it's like I want to say like it was like one of like the first films like in like the 1920s or something like that.
Oh,
but it reenacted I think like the Revolutionary War, and they had like a lot of like shit in it. Like
I think I actually know. It's called The Birth of a Nation.
Yeah.
That's right.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. So
when people had slaves.
Yeah, so it's another like just period piece, but because it's just so accurate, and I want to say they have people in blackface or something.
Well, yeah,
like that, and that's
well-
why
Well, if you
it's
watch
like,
the fucking
fuck.
Alamo with John Wayne, all those Mexicans aren't Mexicans.
Yeah,
They're
dude.
white. They're all white people.
That's just kind of what's so stupid about these things. It's just because like they were just dealing with their resources that they had at the time, so it's just kind of like
Yeah.
Yeah, there was no
fucking
Mexicans acting back
You know,
then.
yeah.
Did you see what I put on my story today? It was like the GOP supports Caitlyn Jenner
Oh, I did
because
see
if
that.
if there's gonna be a female president,
Yeah.
by God, she's gonna be a white male. I thought that was like, come on, that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Like, fuck out of here.
Man, I'll tell you what. This past year, when it came to like politics and all that, man.
I don't know.
I
Yeah,
have my hands clean of that. Fuck that.
yeah.
I just like if we're being honest, like. Well, just why would you say like why would you put yourself out there like that? Like there's no winning
yeah,
in
yeah.
that. You know what I mean?
yeah. I mean, hell, I lost some friends just because I didn't fully agree with what they were saying.
Sometimes
Yeah.
sometimes I want to post just to like I want to post those things just so, like if people like don't like if you're gonna like not be my friend because of like something I post on Instagram, I don't want to be your friend to begin with. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
trust me, yeah.
I don't.
Oh no! Like last summer, I unfollowed just like so many people. Like, not even like of their views, but just kind of like it was almost like a pissing contest of like, I care more, I am more educated, I am more politically correct, and I'm just kind of like, shut the fuck up, you don't care, like you just
Yeah,
don't care.
it becomes
like you're like you have never talked about these things before. Like, why are you doing it now?
Uh-huh.
Coming out of the woodworks, like fuck you, fuck off.
yeah, it becomes
Fuck
too
off.
much of a competition where
Yeah.
I mean it's both sides. I mean it's
Yeah.
not like it's it's the liberal side or the liberal side or conservative side doing it. I mean it's just one of those things where it's just like it becomes a dick measuring contest.
Yeah, or just
and,
people just speak more than like what they know, and
I'm more woke than what than you are.
yeah. Or it's just like I did like another like unfollowing thing fucking Thursday because people were talking shit about Cinco de Mayo, like
Oh,
people
man,
celebrating it, and I'm
yeah.
like, it's just kind of like another thing to bitch about. You know what I mean? It's just
Yeah.
kind of like, damn,
My dad posted something about that.
yeah, I don't
He was like, the true meaning of Cinco de Mayo is.
yeah,
I was like,
or
man,
like a.
don't
I'm not
matter.
I'm not gonna get into it, but I just.
It's obvious white people love Cinco de Mayo.
but just fuck it. Just,
You know what I mean?
yeah, I was out there fucked up, Mexican as fuck, fucked up Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah.
Oh.
I just
Like
think
it's fine. Like,
I think people just love to be like
I think people just want a problem sometimes, or people just want to have a controversy out of things, but it's just kind of like, is it really that big of a deal at this
Yeah.
point? Like after what the nation has gone through with like just the pandemic and everything, it's just kind of like we're still gonna bitch about this still, you know? Like,
Exactly. Like,
man.
like that's what I like. Again, like when I said earlier, I protect my vibe and I protect like if somebody throws off my vibe, I don't fuck with them.
Yeah.
Like I'm serious about that. Like if somebody posts some stupid shit, I'll unfollow them. Like look at the even if they're my like good friends.
Oh yeah.
I've yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and it's like people post like just the most like. I feel like they post it on purpose just to fucking piss people off. I'm like, unfollow. 'Cause,
Yeah.
yeah, that whole political thing is. That's a wild thing, especially with like lovely with that Proposition A and all that, like
Yeah.
all that like
Yeah, I was in Dallas and I was like, what the hell's going on over there?
like again,
Yeah.
I don't mean any disrespect, but I get on Instagram and Twitter to fucking laugh. I get on to do business.
hmm
That's where I do my business, and I get on to laugh. Like if you're taking it that seriously about,
People are just bored too.
I'm just like
And-
Jesus Christ, and I get it.
Yeah.
It's the pandemic, whatever. We can actually, you know what? Fuck that, because Lubbock hasn't even been really affected by that.
Was there really a pandemic in Lubbock? You know,
Lubbock,
I mean,
it's like-
obviously
but
with
it's
that.
like a lot of people, a lot of people ate that shit up, and it is important. That was important. What happened and all that. That's
Yeah.
important. I'm not taking that away from people,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's like if your whole identity is that, like, please get a life.
Well,
Please get a life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If that's your whole identity, like, come on, dog.
Well, look, like, I don't know if I guess when it comes to like what I am, I feel like I'm like both. Like, I'm like conservative and liberal. Like,
Yeah, me
I
too.
understand, like, both sides. But like, hell, like when I was in Dallas, I don't know. I guess just like Lubbock liberals are just like a different.
Yeah,
but like over there,
never mind.
but like over there, like of course it's mainly liberal, but it's chill. It's nothing. I guess like here in Lubbock, I guess if you're liberal and you're living in Lubbock, you're like outnumbered, so you feel like you have to.
Yeah. Like I just wish if you were liberal, you know. Yeah, that's what I love about doing this is like I think I've had conservatives on here, and I think I've had liberals on here. I've had black people, I've had white people, I've had Mexicans, I've had women. I don't care. It's like whatever, dog. You know what I mean? I've had a lot of ladies, whatever, different walks of life on here, and it's like at the end of the day, though, like I'm trying to make it. I don't care. I don't.
That's all it is.
And I'm trying to change my community for the better. I can't change America. I can change Lubbock, Texas. I think, or I can change this part of Lubbock, Texas. I can change all of America.
But that's the thing, though. I mean, that's just. I mean, you have to like talk to people to understand their opinions, to see their sides, and that doesn't mean like they're going to change your mind or like sway, like your mindset or anything, but just having a mutual understanding or just understanding where they come from versus just being ignorant, being like,
that's what I've always said too, though. Like, if you disagree with what I say, come on here. Like, let me know you don't like what I say and come talk to me. Like, let's have a civil conversation.
And well, like, that's like the problem a lot too. It's just like people they want to listen to react instead of like listening to like take in and like discuss, and I feel like that's like where like a lot of people, like if we're talking like liberals or whatever, they go wrong, because it's just kind of, you want to get on your soapbox and you get it, but it's also just kind of like, you're also just as ignorant as the other side if you're not even trying to listen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or discuss.
I hope I'm making sense. I'm a little drunk.
No, you didn't make sense.
I hope because I'm a little fucking drunk. But I want. I just don't want to. The last thing I want to do is offend anybody. I don't want to offend conservatives. I just hate even saying that. I hate putting people in a box.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I just don't want to offend anybody. But if you're gonna talk shit, like, and you're gonna disagree, that's cool. You can. That's your right. You're an American. I love that about America. Come on here and let's talk. Let's have a disagreement. Let's have a civil talk, like, about why you think you're right and why you think my views are wrong.
And that's what I like about Rogan too. Is like,
that's what I've learned from him.
Yeah, like
that's exactly what I mean.
He says he's liberal.
Yeah, he said it recently.
I don't know. There's times where I'm like, man, he seems like he's conservative as fuck.
No, he's rich. He's he's in Texas now.
Yeah. But like, I love how he brings like both. Like,
yeah, that's what I've always wanted. I want all walks of life on here.
Because hell, he even when he moved to Austin, he even said that he wants to bring like Texas politicians in on both sides. Because he doesn't want to change the culture.
He said he was hanging out with Abbott. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he was hanging out with Abbott, Dan Crenshaw.
Yeah,
and,
I love Dan Crenshaw.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. I have his book. I have yet to start reading it because, hell, there's so many books that I haven't started reading yet.
Yeah, I mean, I hate, like, to pick a side, and I hate to, again, categorize people, but, like...
Hell, McConaughey might run. You hear about that?
I think it'd be good... I honestly, and I'm not this guy, I honestly think Texas would benefit from being, if he ran, obviously weed's going to be legal.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And I think
bongos.
I think Texas would benefit tenfold making weed legal.
It's going to happen.
I was what did I say, like 10 years yesterday? Yeah.
I believe that, like
unless
10 years.
Unless federal decide, everyone's legal, but
I'm surprised. If Trump wanted to win presidency, he should have done that.
He could have.
He should have. He would have won presidency if you ask me.
Oh, fuck yeah.
If he was like federally, let me see that. If he was like federally, I'll legalize marijuana. He would have won presidency. Come on.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Go on.
Hell, if the pandemic didn't happen, he would have probably won the presidency. I feel like. So.
Probably.
But now, hell, I feel like. The news right now, it's been kind of, there's really not much going on.
I think they're losing their grip, if you ask me.
I feel like it's a matter of time before the news is like, I wonder what Trump's doing right now.
He should have did Trump TV. I'm badass.
Yeah, he could. I mean, shit. I mean, he still has the following. I mean, hell, do you think he's going to run?
I've heard a lot of people, I don't know about that one, but I've heard, like, legitimately, not firsthand, but I've heard people say how, like, people are saying that Biden's not really the president.
I don't know, man. There's some stuff that's going on behind doors.
Yeah.
I mean, because, like,
oh, he's dead soon. Kamala's gonna be. We can have our first female black president.
Yeah, I don't. Like I said, I mean,
dude, if you're being honest, all bullshit aside, if Trump ran again, I think he'd win.
I mean, hell,
I think he would.
The way prices are right now, food, rent, everything, I feel like by the time in a few years, everyone's gonna be like, man, everything's too damn expensive.
I think he would win. I really do.
Candace Owens would be his vice president.
Yeah, because he got a falling out with Mike Pence, didn't he?
Yeah, that shit's weird too.
He unfollowed him on Twitter.
Yeah, that shit's weird.
You remember that?
Some weird shit.
Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see when 2024 comes up.
Caitlyn Jenner wants to be president. The Rock.
Hell, man, if The Rock ran, shit. Arnold Schwarzenegger,
exactly.
Robin Williams had a good joke about Arnold Schwarzenegger. He was like, California, 60% Hispanic, and they elected an Austrian governor. Even old Nazis are like, that's weird.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's what I'm like. I don't know. It's a weird time right now.
That indeed it is. Like, to me, I guess it's so hard to say, like, my side is the right side, and and that's it.
That's why I don't have a side.
I mean, because, like,
my side is me.
Yeah.
And my side is a snake pit.
That's
I mean, I don't have a fucking side.
Because hell, I mean,
but
things aren't black and white like they used to be.
Like, I will say wholeheartedly, I am 100% like for Texas.
Yeah.
Whatever. Like, people might think that's silly, but I'm like, for really, whatever is best for us, then I'm with.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's best for us. Maybe what's best for us is best for the rest of the nation. I don't know, but I am wholeheartedly Texas. You know what I mean? Like, I'm that guy. I'll say that right now. I'm that guy. Like, I love this state, and I just got this state of Texas tattoo actually.
Nice.
But I rep it, and I mean it. Like,
Texas, Texas always be home. Like, I think Texas will always be my home base. I don't think I could ever leave. I have friends that are like, oh, I can't wait to get the hell out of Texas.
Good for them. Bye.
Like,
See you later.
Well, that, and then, like, people always talk shit, I guess, when it comes to politics too. But it's just like, Texas. I mean, hell, on my grandma's side, they were native Texans. They were here back when it was Tejas, So, I mean, this is my bloodline, This is where.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, same.
So, I mean, my family, we're true native Texans, and
my family's like from South Texas, but it's pretty much like that was when Mexico was. Like, it was Mexico,
yeah,
and South Texas for the longest time. But yeah, it's always been this.
Yeah,
this bloodline. I guess, I don't know.
Grandma claims we're Yaqui Indian, so
really,
yeah, that's what Richie Valens is. So maybe I'm related to Richie Valens somehow.
I've never even heard of that, to be honest.
It's a smaller tribe. It's nothing like Cherokee or anything like that. But they were more like from like South Texas, Mexico. Their headquarters are actually here in Lubbock. Yeah.
The more you know.
Yeah.
What the fuck? This has been very enlightening.
So it's another good crazy thing about Buddy Holly is it's probably the only rock star to die next to a Mexican.
Yeah, for real, huh?
Yeah. Because I don't know if have you ever been out to the Buddy Holly Center, like the museum and all that?
Oh yeah.
They have his glasses there, and it's crazy to think, like, man, those are the glasses where, like, those frames saw his, like, that plane going down. That's crazy.
It's kind of eerie.
Scary to think.
Have you seen his grave?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, many times.
I started out on the wrong side of the fucking cemetery because he's like on the very.
It's like right when you go into the.
Yeah, like I was on the other side, and I walked through the whole thing looking for it.
Yeah, you gotta.
But he's like at the. So he's on the west side. I entered on the east side, and we parked the car.
By the park, like.
Yeah, by Hell's Gates. And I walked through looking for it, and he was on the very end.
That area is.
I learned how to drive in that cemetery. My grandpa taught me.
I guess that's a good
time.
area.
Yeah, no, like my grandpa.
That's an old Mexican shit. Right
yeah, no, it is. Like I was like 9 or 10, and my grandpa used to like help raise me, and he was like, "We're gonna go drive." I was like, "Okay, we're going cruising," and he was like, "No, like, you're gonna learn." And so there was in his Cadillac, and he would always make jokes like, "You can't kill him because you're dead." But yeah, but like the roads are like hella bumpy.
You can ruin them gravesite.
Yeah, but like the roads are like super bumpy. So he would always tell me like, "Mija, if you can control the steering wheel on this car on the dirt road, you can drive anything." And I'm like, "Oh god!"
Like this.
I was like 9 or 10, like
anxiety. A stick or was it automatic?
I don't know, like however my car is. What is that?
Okay, yeah.
What is that?
That's
automatic.
That cemetery's haunted as fuck.
I've been out there at night.
Yeah,
creepy.
the first time I saw a ghost was out there, not in the cemetery. I'm pretty sure that's what I saw.
So, you've seen the angel statue that's out there, right?
I've heard the stories about it.
Yeah. So,
well, let me hear about this.
So there's an angel statue that's out there. It's kind of close to where Buddy
I've seen it, yeah.
Yeah. So they say that.
I've taken pictures out there, but actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They say that if you're out there at night, you have to kiss her feet, or she like keeps you there. And there was once we went out there. We were out there.
I went out there at night.
Yeah, like we went out there one Halloween night, and we were walking around.
That's where I went.
And when we got back in the car, I was driving, and I wasn't drunk or anything, but like it just seemed like I couldn't find my fucking way out of the cemetery. And then sure enough, like we were stuck there for like 10 minutes because there was some areas where I thought I was going west, but I was going north. Yeah, like it took us like 10 minutes to find because we went through, because I know where Buddy Holly's side is. There's like the exit right there.
It's right on the west side.
But we exited the other side, so we went through it. But yeah, we couldn't find our way out, and so we were all like, "Was it the angel? Was she trying to keep us from leaving the cemetery?" Oh no, nah. But
yeah, we took some pictures out there by that angel before.
Nice.
That's yeah, because that's like the third biggest cemetery in the state of Texas.
It's definitely creepy. That whole area is creepy. It's just old.
Especially Hell's Gates.
Yeah, that's an old area. Like even if you go through that whole like industrial part of it, it's just weird.
Yeah,
it's weird.
You
get a weird vibe.
Do y'all get into ghost stuff and all that?
That's my shit.
Try not to. Yeah. It spooks me out. Yeah. I like being scared.
Yeah, I think the last time we talked about something scary was that time here with Juan when we like heard that bark. So like story time. It's a yeah. No, I mean it's on camera. Like it's like one of his old podcasts, but like
it's unexplainable.
Yeah, it was just so weird. Like. So the whole episode was like us talking about like
we legit dedicated that episode to being
to like spooky shit. So we're talking about ghosts, lechuzas, witches, like the deep shit. And I'm here telling a story like, and this was an old setup. So it's like him, me, and then
she used to be on that side,
there. But it was our friend.
And we didn't have the curtains.
Hosting. Yeah, and so I'm in the middle of telling a story, and we hear a bark. And it was like it wasn't like a growl, like a big ass dog bark. It sounded like his dog Nacho.
It was weird.
And so but it caught us off guard because it was already like late, whatever. And we were like, okay, what? And we couldn't really explain it, so we just stopped the podcast.
Yeah.
But like dead ass, the bark was like to the left side of Juan or the right side of Juan, and he heard it next to him. And then it was just the weirdest thing. I don't know. It was just.
Let me see if I can find it real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, we do love spooky shit.
Yeah.
She does.
He likes to hear about it, and then he gets scared, and then he's like, please stop.
Have you ever heard of Goatman's Bridge in Denton, Texas?
I've heard of the Goat Man.
Yeah, so
but I've heard like there's so many like iterations of like just the Goat Man legend. What if it was next?
So have you ever seen like BuzzFeed Unsolved?
Yeah.
Have you ever like gone into those?
Yeah, like the story of the Goat Man that I heard, and there's like a short movie on it too on YouTube. But I heard about the Goat Man through like creepypasta. Mm-hmm. You know, like I heard like a really long.
You don't have your headphones on, do you? Damn it, we don't have headphones. But I'm gonna let these people out here listening hear it. Damn it. Y'all go ahead.
Religion doesn't fuck with it like that, but it's.
That's why I feel like
that little noise. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
It like shut all of us up. We were like. That's why I feel like.
It is weird.
It's me.
That noise. I was like.
And it wasn't like, obviously it doesn't sound scary or like a big demon
But it sounded like it was.
It was just here, and it sounded like his little dog. And so he went to go look, like to see if his dogs were put up, and they were. But it was, the noise was like here with us inside of the garage.
Oh, that was a creepy. That was creepy.
Yeah, I don't know.
But tell me your
Sorry,
your
I just wanted
thing.
to play that.
No, I was just saying that because it's considered one of the most haunted places in Texas. It's out there in Denton. It's an old bridge that used to connect a small town. It was like this town where it was like population of like one,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, it was like some guy that just lived out there, and they supposedly like the KKK like hung, because it was like a black guy that was living out there. They hung him on the bridge, and they say like his spirit like haunts.
Like you can't go through the bridge, right?
Yeah, well, you used to, but they shut it off because they built like a newer bridge like off to the side.
Mm-hmm.
But you can still go out there, and but yeah, like BuzzFeed Unsolved, it's like one of the most like watched like ghost haunting videos. They went out there. I think Ghost Hunter's been out there too.
If this is the thing I'm thinking about, there is a series on YouTube called like just like the Paranormal Files or something like that. And it's like this guy, he's from Texas, and I want to say he investigated out there. Isn't there like a hospital or a hotel or something that's also around there that's abandoned?
No, I don't think so.
No,
because it's like out there in the middle.
Okay, no, this is what I'm thinking of.
But you go out there and you're like, yeah, there's something weird, different about this space, because you're out in the, you're out in the woods too. I mean, there's a trail. I mean, people are out there, but like at night, like there's something just creepy about it. And the thing about Denton is, Dallas, there's a big homeless population, but you see them out. Denton, they have a problem with homeless people like hiding in the woods. And
I just got chills.
Yeah, and there were some homeless people out there.
And like what's scary about that is like homeless people have like really severe like mental illnesses sometimes. So like they really are just like fucking off sometimes.
So like if you're out and so
no, they really are.
Yeah.
Like you can like I've seen like crazy shit.
Well, what? So I met up with this. I met this girl that's out there in Denton, and she told me that. And this was before we were out there, because after we finished that, we did my friend downloaded an app called Randonautica. Have y'all heard of this?
Yes.
So
didn't they like cancel it because they found like a dead body?
They didn't cancel it. I mean, you can still do it, but yeah, there's been people that have found some creepy stuff.
Yeah.
But so I was telling my friend about this, and as I'm telling the story, he downloads it. And we're driving, and he's like, "Okay, here's a location." I was like, "What? You fucking downloaded it?" Because I mean, it's a quantum generator.
Yeah.
So it just sends you
like use like intention or something.
Yeah.
Like yeah.
And so he said his intention was to see something scary. It took us to this like construction site. It was like a brand new playground, but it was just like out there in the middle of nowhere, and it led us to this like area where there was a lot of trees, and we walked over there, and when we got like close to the trees, because we were like, we're not gonna fucking go in there, there's no trail. And as soon as we like were about to walk in, we heard like a wolf go, oh, like that's what it sounded like. But then my friend told me there's a bad problem with homeless people hiding in the woods. So me thinking back to it, I was like, man, was that
just
someone?
At you
Yeah,
guys?
like
I'm telling you,
because we were like about to walk in. I guess if it was, that person probably didn't want us to go in there. And so sure, I'm thinking back to it, I was like, was that someone going?
This reminds me of what I listened to with Joe Rogan about so there's weed growers in like northwestern Colorado, California.
Mm-hmm.
And in like the 70s and 80s, they knew people want to come get their weed. So they made up stories about Sasquatch. They would like stage Sasquatch murders and tell like the workers like, don't go out because there's a Sasquatch out there. So I was just thinking about like, what if it's just all human? Like, you know, like don't come out here. We're there's paranormal out here because it's human. It's possible. It's like I was just thinking about that. I was gonna say that earlier. Like, what? Like it's very fucking possible because these guys, these cartel even did it. Cartel were like staging murder. Oh, actually, not staging. The cartel would murder people and be like, it's like Sasquatch doing it. And I was thinking like, yeah, these fuckers probably are just doing it to be like ward people off from not coming.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing.
Makes sense.
It's like,
but part of me wants to believe in that shit.
Yeah.
But then part of me doesn't. Like, it's not.
What, ghosts or Sasquatch?
No, part of me wants to believe in like paranormal, and part of me wants to believe like
that's a very real possibility.
Also, the fact that like there's probably money to be made in that. And just lie and say, "Oh, I saw something. You want to come and I'll
show you where I saw it.
I'll show you where I saw it. You pay me money."
But here's the thing. I've always said that there's something out there, of course, but you know, we live on a giant ass ball that's traveling like 1,200 miles per hour, spinning around.
Spinning around one sun, that's spinning around through galaxies.
But if there's like all these spirits that are out in the universe, who's to say we, have an encounter by some ghost that's flying through space? I mean, I don't know if that makes sense.
The more stories I hear and the more I think about that, the more I think like those spirits are probably benevolent and they're not evil.
Because I've always heard things like ghosts, if there's spirits out there, if there's like lost souls out there, they're bored. So if they're, they're bored and they love to scare people. I've always heard that where like if
ghosts that scare people,
like if you have an encounter, it's usually like a prankster spirit. Yeah,
poltergeist. I can see that.
Don't get me wrong. There's some evil shit out there too.
But also, like, part of me also believes like, it's like a balance. Like if there's good and there's evil, but if you open up your mind you don't open up your mind to the evil shit. If you open up your mind to evil, then evil is gonna be there.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, I don't pay attention to that shit because it's not gonna affect me. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I know my heart is where my heart is, and that evil shit doesn't fuck with me. I just want to more than anything, I just want to connect with like another. I want to connect with something that's like supernatural, in a good way when I go out to these places. Like, because if it's remote, then like there's less distractions and less frequencies, so then maybe you can project yourself and you can meet your ancestors, some shit like that. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
not some fucking like devil shit.
Trust me, there's some stuff out there. I mean, hell, I've messed with psychedelics, in my past, and there's stuff out there. I feel like, and
it probably takes different things to see different things. But that evil shit, like ever since that whole thing, I'm like, it's over. I don't, if it didn't get me then, it's not gonna get me now.
Yeah.
I don't open my mind to that shit anymore. I feel like it was like a test, and I was like, yeah.
Because I feel like, I don't know, because like,
especially when I'm drunk too. I'm like, my guards are lower. Actually, I lied. I was possessed by a demon probably like 2 weeks ago, but other than that, I'm pretty good. So never mind.
I mean, hell, I don't know. There's so much that's out there. I don't know. We can't explain.
Too much.
I mean, because like I was out in Dallas. I was at this museum. It was called the Perot Museum. There's like a space section, and just like how planets react, dark matter, and it's just like I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but it's just like there's so much that's out there that what's going on out there is what's
this whole like astrology shit.
Yeah, there is astrology, but I mean, in a sense, yeah. I mean, I guess you could say like I somewhat believe in astrology, but not to the point where, 'cause some people take it to a different level.
Yeah.
Like they're like, oh, Jupiter's entering Uranus's like, section.
So I'm gonna act this way.
So
today.
it means I should try something new.
Yeah.
But I do think there's stuff that's out there that, is the reason why things are happening here.
I mean, if you think about it, my mom even said it. My mom was a devout Catholic. She was like, when the moon is full, people act different.
Well, even in the Bible, I mean, there's some astrology stuff in there too. Like they would focus on the planets. And,
Yeah, the moon. I mean, the moon controls water.
yeah,
There's water in us.
yeah,
And
makes sense.
it's like
I mean, hell, I
Mars
felt
being close probably has some sort of weird frequencies in the air. I don't know. I mean, I couldn't rule it out, but I'm not going to be like, "Whoa, Mars is in this position, so I'm going to act like an ass today." Yeah, that's not me. And if that's you, that's cool. Respect it.
I mean, because I somewhat
All power to you.
because I guess when it comes to astrology, like I know a little bit about it. I mean, I guess I don't know. Part of me is always somewhat interested in seeing like what people's signs are, because I feel like it gives me somewhat of an understanding of like how they are, but it's not. I don't like completely take it to a different level where I'm just like, oh well, you're so and so, your rising's this, and you're
Yeah.
I mean, because like I know what my stuff is. Like one, I'm a Virgo, and what's my moon? I'm a Cancer moon.
I just know I'm a Scorpio.
You're a Scorpio?
Yeah, that's all I know. I don't know
Okay.
that other stuff. I mean, even if you told me, I wouldn't know what it means.
Yeah. I can see
The moon rising and all that.
that. You got like a style. I feel like Scorpios have like styles too. So
I've heard a lot of it. That's such a Scorpio thing. Sure, whatever.
I mean, because like I know somewhat about it, but I have friends that
That's the religion.
yeah, and I'm like
Nothing wrong with
I don't really consider it a religion, but it's more just understanding some people.
That's Jen's religion.
No, but it is fun. I feel like I've learned a lot about myself.
It can be, but like I read this study once where it said people that focus on astrology the most don't live as long because they're so worried
Well, I
about.
feel like they hold themselves back, or like it's. I've
They
known
don't live?
people. Yeah, like I've known people who like just literally base life decisions off of 4 or 5 tweets that they've seen regarding their sign.
Yeah,
And it's just kind of like, the fuck does that have to do with your life?
That's where I draw the lines. Like, you a tweet?
Yeah, no, but, like I mean, like like I used to have a friend that like, she would like send me like
I could tweet that
screenshots.
shit. I could create an account.
Yeah, but it's just like even if like first off, it's just like who the fuck are these people tweeting?
That's my whole point too.
But also it's just like if you really look at like some of these tweets, whether it's for Virgo, Capricorn, Scorpio, they're pretty vaguely reiterating the same thing, which is you're going to be blessed. You are going to have a big change
You're gonna
coming
be
in your life.
emotional today.
Yeah, like you're going to go through a hardship, but it's just kind of like, isn't that like just our day-to-day, good shit happens, bad shit happens, you feel down, then you have a win, And so, but as far as like, so I don't like give a shit about stuff like that, but like birth charts and stuff, like not really like judging like people off of it, because just like who am I to like read your shit and be like, this is who you are, I know who you are,
Like,
but it's just kind of like for me myself, it's just kind of like not really understanding like how I like process shit like emotionally or mentally, and like learning about it, I'm just kind of like, oh, that's kind of why I feel like a clusterfuck sometimes.
Yeah.
Maybe this is why. Still not basing shit off of it, but just kind of like makes sense.
yeah, my brother was talking to some girl, and I guess they were talking about it, and I think my brother's a Leo.
Did she cut him off because of that?
Yeah, he's like, I think he's a Leo rising, and then she was like, ew, a Leo, and then she completely ghosted him.
Yeah. No, I've had friends do that. They're like, he's a Gemini, and I'm like, okay. And she's like, Geminis are bipolar, and I'm like, I don't think so. I don't know, dude. Like, you don't even know him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's really, I mean, hell, like, me being a Virgo, like, I know how Virgos are.
Yeah.
There's some good Virgos, but you can still be a piece of shit in a Virgo. You know? Like, there's some,
like what do they say? Virgos are supposed to be like super organized, super like
Oh, I guarantee you, I'm
clean
not
freaks,
fucking
blah, blah, blah,
organized.
blah. But I dated a Virgo at one point, and I'm just kind of like, not at all.
Yeah.
You know, and so
So is that what you are, a Capricorn?
I'm a Capricorn.
You don't seem boring. Just playing.
Yeah, they're like the corporate goths.
Yeah.
So yeah.
but nah, yeah, it's astrology. It's I don't know. Like I said, I mean, it's almost in all religions. I mean, hell, civilizations. I mean, almost every ancient civilization has had somewhat of an astrology, you know, because I mean, hell, back then there was nothing to do. I mean, you looked up in the sky, there were stars, and
Could you imagine what the sky looked like?
oh, fuck, back then, shit.
Yeah.
but nah, yeah.
Mother's Day is coming up. Do you have a good relationship with your mom?
Oh yeah, today is actually her birthday.
Really?
Yeah, happy birthday, mom.
Does she live here?
Yeah, she does. So I'm actually living with my parents right now at the moment. So kind of had to. It's funny because like I moved out and I was like, finally I'm out, and then I came. You know,
Were they welcoming?
Well, oh yeah. Well, I mean, I was when I was going to tech, I was living in my own apartment, but I didn't want to sign a lease, so I moved back in for a few months, and then I moved out, and then here I am again, back with my parents. So, but you know. But yeah, overall, I have a good relationship with my mom. So we're very close. My family likes to give me a hard time because I guess you could say I'm a mama's boy.
Shit, me too. Love my mom.
Yeah, you gotta respect your mom, you know.
I've always said that.
So
If you don't, well, then fuck you. I'll go as far as say die. So there you go. You know, I think that's one of the most important relationships with your mom, especially for a boy. I think.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, I don't know. Who am I?
Yeah, it's because I guess if you're a girl, it's the opposite.
Kind of butt heads with your mom, huh? I don't know.
Yeah.
Mom,
I love my mom, but I wish we were closer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would kill for that, but it happens.
Because like my dad, we're close, but I keep bumping in this microphone. My dad, we're close, but I mean, he's a hard ass, but
I've gotten closer to my real dad.
Yeah.
Recently.
I mean, we're close, but I feel like we're too much alike. It's one of those type of things. I mean, hell, he's a Virgo too, so.
I think my dad's birthday was yesterday. My real dad. And I was like, I've tweeted that before. I was like, I get mad at him for doing things, but then I do those things that he does to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm exactly like the motherfucker.
Yeah.
And the older I get, the more I look like I'll take pictures and I'm like, I fucking look like my dad.
I look like my
Jesus
dad too.
Christ.
Yeah, it's how it is. But like my dad, like I said, he could be a hard ass, but he's been there, done it all.
So to be fair, like, I don't have any complaints about my mom, so we'll talk about dads. I love my mother to death, and that's the only woman I will ever trust and do anything for. I'll die for that woman. So we're not going to talk about her. I want to talk about dads. I like talking about dad issues.
Nah, I was just going to say, or go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying, I've been like lucky to be closer to my dad recently, but like he's weird. And the more I get to know him, the more I realize why he's weird towards me. Because I asked him one time, I was like, what's your relationship like with your dad? He was like, I didn't meet my dad till I was 14.
Yeah.
He told me that. It was my grandpa, Jackson Bros Meek, that guy. And I was like, well, that makes sense why you don't know how to have a relationship and be a dad or be my dad. He's a good dad to his. I have 2 little brothers. 3. He's a good dad to them. I give him that. That's cool.
Yeah.
He got lucky and got a second chance and he won. I give him that. But like with me and him, it's weird. So it's like, we haven't. Now recently we've gotten close. Luckily because of baseball.
Yeah.
Like I found an outlet to connect with him, and that's for me telling you guys out there, like if you don't have a relationship with your parents, I think you should find an outlet. My outlet is baseball. Once me and him start talking about something else, I'm like, you lose my interest. Like I don't want to, it's like.
Yeah,
Don't talk to me about other things. Let's just talk about baseball.
Yeah.
We'll connect with baseball, and that's how me and my father's first time I said that. My father connect. It's baseball.
Yeah, I feel like all relationships with dads are a little weird. I guess just
I've never really like met. Even with my stepdad, it's weird. Like,
yeah,
that's some bitch. Like, he does so much for this, like, let me be here and all that. And it's still weird. Like, he's still hard ass, and he's.
All dads have to be hard asses. I mean, how I feel like when I become a dad. Like when I become a dad, I'm going to be a hard ass too. You know.
Yeah, like what the fuck?
Because because I guess when it comes to my dad, you know, he.
How old is your dad?
He is. How the fuck old is he? He was born in '62. So what does that make it? How the fuck old is he? Or I guess 59. Yeah.
Almost 60.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because
did he serve in the military?
Nah, just
he got lucky.
Did tile all his life. Still does. So.
Still does.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no feuds with my mother. She'll be on one of my podcasts here soon for Mother's Day, actually.
Oh yeah,
so I'm looking forward to
that. My dad, I actually almost lost my dad. 2019 because he's diabetic. And he almost fell into like a diabetic coma and all that stuff. And
was he just not taking care of himself?
My dad, I mean, he does, but then he has moments where he just like he gets stressed, drink like 5 Cokes a day, all that mess, and we tell him, but he's just a stubborn old man, you know. I mean, he's done better. I mean, he's on medication and insulin and all that, but yeah. We almost lost him. Like he was literally like on his deathbed. Like we really thought like this is it, but he got over it and survived and still working.
Wow.
He lost a lot of weight and hell, he's all tatted up now. He has 2 C's now. Yeah, it's like damn.
In old age, like he got it later in life.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck? That's crazy.
Yeah, he's all tatted up now. It's just like, no shit. You could have
good for him.
Could have waited for me, you know.
That's pretty cool, actually. Yeah. Good for him.
I don't have any tattoos yet, but
you want any?
Oh yeah, but tattoos cost money, you know.
That's a good thing about living at home. I don't gotta pay much. I can save for tattoos.
Yeah, I know what I want, but it's gonna cost quite a bit, you know.
I'd say pay the money.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. No.
Don't fuck around.
Yeah, because I've seen some horrible tattoos by certain friends.
This is a bad quality. Let's say.
Yeah.
You don't want to fuck around. Like that's different. That's forever. No matter what people say, that's forever.
I mean, yeah, you can cover over it after a while, but why waste that time, you know?
I have a few tattoos I want to cover.
Yeah.
I was like 18 and got them. I don't like them.
And I guess that I didn't want to get it at an early age because I guess for me, I didn't want to, get a tattoo and be like, man.
I kind of fucked up doing that when I was like 18, 19. Like,
yeah.
Not necessarily what I got, but where I placed it. Like, why did I put it there?
Yeah.
It was a horrible spot to put a fucking tattoo. Like one of my first. So yeah, that's why I fucked up.
Yeah. But no, I not tatted yet, you know. But
not tatted. You got a good relationship with your mother.
Yep.
Shout out to her.
Happy birthday.
What's her name?
Her name's Maria, but she goes by her middle name. Her name's Teresa.
Teresa.
Yeah. So
shout out to them. How many siblings you got?
I have 3 brothers. So there's 2 oldest ones and 1 younger. There's like 2 generations of brothers actually, because my oldest brother, he is 30.
You're kind of like Jen.
He's 38, and then my second oldest is 36. I'm 26, and then my youngest brother's 20.
20.
Yeah, so there's 2 generations. Very different from each other. Like the 2 brothers, like 2 oldest and 2 younger ones. Yeah, we're very different.
Do y'all have the same parents?
Oh yeah.
Well, that's weird. They just had him.
Yeah, my dad and my mom actually got married. My mom had already graduated high school, but my dad was still a senior, But he got married his senior year in high school. They didn't it wasn't because everyone always asks like, oh, did your dad get your mom pregnant? It's like, no, they just wanted to get married.
A lot of older folks do that. They did that. They were married at a very young age.
It was different back then.
It was.
Guess, they didn't have Tinder,
Yeah.
It's not like once you found someone, you're like, this might be the only chance I get.
Yeah, for sure. And you're like, damn, I gotta have kids immediately.
But I guess when it comes to the Mexicans, just like, I need to make some workers.
That too, you gotta provide for the family, huh?
Well, hell, my grandpa, I think he's like one sibling out of like 9. Yeah.
That was very common. I think like my granny was a sibling of 13.
Mm-hmm.
Like they all had like fucking 10 plus kids.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, no. I don't see white people doing that.
And they were all cotton pickers, by the way.
That's fine.
For all you motherfuckers getting mad about cotton pickers.
Yeah, my family were cotton pickers.
They're all cotton pickers. And that's just what they did.
Yeah, so my grandparents, they were born in the Austin area. It was a place called Thrall, Texas. That's where they met. Then my grandpa decided he was going to move to Green Bay, Wisconsin to do some work.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and he asked my grandma, like, hey, do you want to marry me? I'm moving to Green Bay. And I guess she was like hesitated. So pretty much my grandpa was like, well, if you don't marry me, I know someone else that will.
Oh,
so
shit.
my grandma went ahead and was like, okay. So and they got married out in Green Bay, and it's where my aunt and uncle were born. So that, technically my family started at Green Bay, Wisconsin. Because like I'm not necessarily like a NFL fan, but I always say like if I had a favorite team, it would be the Green Bay Packers because of that.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like.
Speaking of that, there's a funny story that my grandpa tells. Because back in the 50s, late 50s, early 60s, my grandpa was a huge alcoholic. But he's not anymore. He hasn't had a drink since like I think 1960 or something like that. Well, he was getting drunk at this bar once, and he was drinking. He decided to call it a day, and it was like during the day too. And got out. He got in his truck. He started driving. Noticed there were a lot of people around, and he got stopped and was like, "What the hell's going on?" And he couldn't get out, and he was like stuck. And he was all pissed off because all these people were around. He didn't understand what was going on. Well, Green Bay had won the NFL championship, and they were having a fucking parade. Fucking Vince Lombardi and Bart Starr were in the parade, but he didn't know about football at the time, so he was all pissed off because he couldn't get home. But Green Bay was celebrating like their latest championship,
Like the fucking first Super Bowl.
No, it was before that.
Oh,
it was
okay.
like when it was like the NFL championship,
okay.
the NFC championship or whatever.
That's weird.
Yeah, it was way before the Super Bowl.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So
That's back when you could get mad at police and they wouldn't do nothing. They just be like, sometimes.
Yeah.
They'd be like, or you could get away with drinking and driving.
Oh yeah.
They just let you go home. Well, yeah, all right.
But hell, back then, I don't know. I guess for Mexicans back then, it was a little different too.
Yeah, it was. That's what I was like. I thought you were gonna go with that way.
Well, because like on their birth certificate, they're considered white. I mean, hell, you look at my dad's birth certificate, it says he's white. He ain't white. Because back then, you were either white or black.
It's kind of still that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not Hispanic.
Nah. What is your last name, by the way?
Perez.
Perez?
But like Hispanics, like that's like.
Oh, but you're Mexican, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like I don't say I'm Hispanic.
Yeah, I get
To me, like Hispanics from Hispaniola.
Yeah.
That's like legitimately what that means.
Yeah.
I'm not from there. I'm from here.
I always heard that.
I guess I'm technically white too.
Yeah. Yeah, because I I've always heard that. It's because someone said, I ain't from Hispaniola.
That's what was put in me a long time ago.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not from there either.
Well, I always
and
thought,
I'm not from Mexico.
well, I had always thought that was like a joke. And then I
No.
found out that's actually a
I think
real
it's like-
place.
Near Dominican Republic.
Yeah.
It might be bordering that place.
Yeah.
If my history is right. But yeah, like I'm like, that's what I mean. Like, and Latino, I mean, I guess I'm Latino. I don't know.
No. Chicano.
Yeah, just, that's what I'll put. I'll put white. For real.
Bro.
I'm not any of those.
Yeah.
Those motherfuckers don't claim me. I'm not.
So like hell, I mean, like I said, my grandma's side, they were native Texan. So it's like, welcome
I wish it
Texan.
said Texan.
I'm Texan, yeah.
Yeah, I wish it did. I'll fucking put Texan. But no, I won't put Hispanic. Like when people call me that, I'm not Hispanic.
Yeah.
Don't call me that. I'm not from that fucking. I'm not from there.
And now the big thing is Latinx.
Don't even get me on that fucking subject.
I like to piss off
Shout out
people.
to
I'm like,
y'all.
I'm not Latinx.
Yeah, shout out to y'all if y'all identify as that. I'm Latino, motherfuckers.
Man. Puro Mexicano.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Where are we at, Jen?
201.
Oh fuck, we made it. We made it 2 hours.
Hell yeah. So, you good?
I'm good, man.
Still buzzed?
I'm fucking drunk, actually. You got anything to say for these people? We can still drink, but I think we should call it on this
Sounds
podcast.
good. Well, hey, I like to do this again. Have
Let's do it
fun.
again. We'll do it a few, next month.
Yeah.
Because I gotta finish out this month with some other people. But
Yeah, no. Yeah.
once I schedule out June, we'll do it again.
Yeah.
And
I'm here. I mean, I'm not in Dallas anymore, so
I had a great time. This was fun.
yeah, same.
You got anything? Where can they follow you? Where can they see you at?
Yeah, mainly on my Instagram. My Instagram is my full name. It's Bradley Noel Garcia.
Okay.
I'm just getting started. I'm starting to make some short films right now, and I'm writing right now. So I like to post a lot of interesting shit. So I don't know if you've seen all my stuff that I post.
I got I'll follow you. Yeah, I like
yeah.
it.
So
Before you trade us and become a trader and you go to UT.
Hey, I mean, even if I do go to UT, I'll still be repping, tech. So
There you go, man.
So, hook them and break them,
Well, I had a good time.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Roy, it was nice meeting you. Jen,
Jen, you got anything
nice
to say?
meeting you.
Hella soft, Texas Chainsaw Alchemist, if you want your hair done. Thank you guys. We'll see you next time. Please don't get mad at me for anything I said. If you haven't already, please subscribe. But also thank you for listening if you made it this far. I love you guys. See you next time.